When I started flying in Ecuador, we didn't have the advantage of GPS, global positioning satellites, like we do now. In fact, we used the oldest form of navigation. That was time and heading. We knew our heading, we knew about how much time it took to get there, and so we would launch out from Shell and head out over jungle that looked totally like flying over broccoli, as far as you could see broccoli. And airstrips were always nearby a river. Water is so essential to life. And so we made up this little chart where Shell was right in the middle, and we either flew to the north or to the south jungle. And many times we would cheat a little. In other words, if we were heading out to a certain destination, we would hold 2 or 3 degrees to the left of course. Then when we hit the river we knew that this airstrip was on, we would know we're probably to the left of course. We can go downriver to find the community. Didn't always work, but just like seafarers of old that had to look at the tides and currents, we never knew exactly what the wind was doing to us. When MAF started in Ecuador in 1948, most of the flying was up to the northeast part of the jungle, up this direction into this area where the Brethren mission was working. And then most of the other flights came down into the south here, where the Gospel Missionary Union, now known as Avant, was working. And it was in between these two areas, to the north and to the south, that Nate Saint was cautioned not to fly directly, because there's people that had never had a friendly contact with the outside world. Well, that only had him go looking for these people, and many of you know the story of his contact. But what happened is, as the communities realized the advantages that the airplane brings, airstrips sprouted out all over. You can see on this chart here that there are an awful lot of airstrips close together. Now, this represents an awful lot of territory, so even though they're a 1/4 inch apart, they're miles apart in reality. But the Indian communities learned very quickly that the health benefits of the airplane, if somebody was bitten by a snake, or problems with childbirth, or falling out of a tree and breaking a leg, there was a missionary hospital ready to take care of them, and an airplane ready to take them to the hospital. So for the medical, communities would build their own airstrips, and airstrips replicated quickly throughout the jungle. After the airstrips, it was help to the community. We would help other organizations put in fresh water supplies, and fresh water became critical to good health. We would help build schools, things that helped the community. And then there was the mission flying we did. There were communities that said to us, we don't want you to bring the missionaries in. And for the most part, the missionaries we served, they did not want to come into an area unless there was an invitation. But they would say, we don't want you to bring the missionaries in, but will you bring our patients out? And we would say, yes. If you have a need for a patient, yes, we will bring them out because we care for them. And then over time, they found out we really did care for them, we loved them, and the missionaries were there to help them as well. So many, many places opened up to mission work, to building a church, to telling the people about a God that loved them and cared for them because of the airplane. Many, many, many mission strips dot the Ecuadorian jungle now. And these days we go straight to them, guided by a satellite with ultimate precision, and it's sure a lot easier flying now than it was then.